So, recently, and I think more specifically Friday, there was a thing with. Let me try and get the channel on. With, I think it's cheese. That Cheese Bee released part 1 of the trial. And it was really good. It's really good and really detailed. So, I'm going to do one thing. After this specific detail, there'll be a cut. So, come back after it. I'm not going to actually cut it because for reviews, it makes sense. For this, I'm just going to say, in 10 seconds, I'm going to spoil stuff. 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3. Actually, no, I'll wait until a minute. 2, 1. And now the minute mark. So, in the trial, they have narrowed down the search to sort of like the Teenage Robot, which was from Cartoon Network, and it's a show that I actually might think about watching, but I haven't yet. So, that's not important. And then you have Mabel. Now, my gut feeling, and I am going to say this because realistically, I think they're sort of putting into the facts that it could be Mabel. But I don't think it is. I don't know why. I feel like you get evidence of both ways because the only evidence for majorly being Mabel is she's being a bit outspoken, but so is that teenage robot. Both of them are sort of in the first trial using that. And if I'm correct, in both sort of Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa sort of 2, one of the evidence was the fact of their talent being used. Yes, there were other, but it was major elements. And maybe I'm overthinking about it, so maybe that, because Mabel's major thing that's making her being a bit suspicious is that the victim used a sweater. Now, there's two things. One, I don't know how easy it is to dye a sweater. It could have been another sweater that was dyed that was big. It also is known to be big and large, which I think one of the things that they might have done, the reason why the blood's on the inside rather than the outside, which is a bit suspicious, is that the jumper was put over the body, which would have hid it, and maybe someone hid below inside the cupboards. So I think maybe that would happen. Who could have done that? I don't know. And when they took it out, the blood was still dripping, so instead of the body being moved, they took the jumper off, the one that was like black that they used to hide, and then hide somewhere else. And then that dripped. Now, the reason why I think it is more specifically of a teenage, like, robot, more specifically, I don't want Mabel to die. Yeah, I know that's why. But besides the actual emotional reasons, there's two things. There's sort of three things. One, like I said, the jacket's big. And yes, like I said, the theoretical idea that they could have hid the body with it is still here. It is still on the table. But it would have been more bigger if it was meant for a bigger person, like. Because if you compare height to height, the teenage robot is a bit bigger than Maple is, and is round about the same height as Star is, so it could still work, and it would be more fitting. The other thing is the text message says, "We were finished early." Now my question is, if I had a text message with a person who was doing nothing, which Mabel wasn't currently doing anything at the time, the question is, doing what? Unless she was doing something. Because I know the two groups split off, and maybe that was the thing that they said, and that could be very true. But it sounds like they're sort of hinting towards, because there was a group doing something, doing the sort of like surgery with Monokuma. And yes, there was a camera, and that whole Monokuma speech is, "I've kept my eye on him the whole time." But we don't have Monokuma saying the same, so it could have been like, oh, I kept my eye on him the whole time. Except when I left him, committed a murder. But besides that, I kept my eye on him at all times. So, yes, it does seem like it's setting up Mabel, because you have the sweater, and that is the most key evidence out of everything. And Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2 seemingly like test their skills compared to like the others. Having more like Ultimate Baseball Player using something as a ball. And the Ultimate Chef using a cooking material to like hide blade. Maybe it's a stretch, maybe not. So that's why Mabel, but I do feel like it could be the teenage robot. So there's my case argument. I love how I say I'm like on trial. I'm not like, here's my case trial, here's the documents. Now do we let them go? Sorry, I've been watching Rot, which is really interesting. Go and watch it on YouTube. But yeah, I'm excited for Trial 2. It's really good. And even Trial 1, I have said this at the beginning, is really good. The one funny element that I absolutely loved is the fact that Cartman, the notorious liar, took a truth serum. And it's hilarious. Because it's like, why are you being so honest? Oh, that's why. That's why. That's why you're being honest. And I love it. Also, I love that I had the mask throughout the entire thing. It's funny. I might actually do this more often because this looks unique and I have a unique style with this. I don't know. I have a face anyway, but you know, why not? Why don't I try just doing it with a mask? I might try a couple of videos. I might try one of the lives just dealing with the mask. I don't know. Because you can't hear through it. But besides the point, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you liked, and good night.